Hi stitch friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Waki and in today's tutorial we are going to learn how to make this organza blouse with a turtleneck tie. This dress was inspired by Nunu and from the first time I saw it on her I knew I was going to make one for myself. Please, if you are new to my channel, do not forget to like, subscribe and comment, as I promise you find this video very helpful. And for all my returning subscribers, you are highly welcome and thank you so much. Please do not forget to comment and like my video. Without taking so much of your time, let's get into the tutorial already. For this tutorial, I made use of 1 yard organza fabric. I would have gotten more, but this was all I saw in the shop and it was the only print I really liked. But if you want it very full like the sample I showed you earlier, you'll be making use of about 1.5 to 2 yards of fabric, depending on how long you need your cape to be. We need only two measurements for the making of this cape, that is the length and the width. The length part is how long our cape is going to be, while the width part is our shoulder to sleeve length. To make this very simple cape, start by folding the fabric into two just like I've done right now, and I've turned the folded parts towards you and I'm folding into two again crosswise. I'll proceed to iron this fabric just the way it is. Look how flat and neat it looks after ironing, and then I have this crease at the center. I decided to flip it this other way so that we can see the center part better. Please don't be confused, this center part is the part that has the folded edge, so I'll go ahead to mark my neck width, which is 3 inches. As for the neck depth for the front, we are going to mark out 3 inches, and then using my French curve I'm going to join it. After drawing out the neck curve, unfold the fabric this way so that we'll be able to draft out the back as well. Go ahead to fold this way where the shape of the front neckline comes out like so, and align the crease line, which is the shoulder part, just like so. You can very much make use of pins to secure this part in position. The reason I'm doing this is because organza fabric is lightweight and shifts very easily. Please, from the crease line, just as I'm doing right now, measure 1 inch up. This is the neck depth for the back, and as for the neck width is still 3 inches. That's why we are connecting it to that same point that we did for the front. Now, using our scissors, we are going to cut through those points we marked. We are starting with the front neckline, as you can see, and then we are ending off with the back neckline. After cutting out the neckline, go ahead to remove your pins. The next thing we'll be doing right now is drawing out our neck slit. I'm using about 3 inches for my neck slit and I'm measuring from that neck point. This is just so that this clothes can easily come off your head. And then remember to open it up this way. We are cutting out the slits just on one part and not the two. So I'm cutting it right now just the way you are seeing on one side of my cape dress. I went off camera to check if it's going to easily pass through my head, and it did. But if you're on the bigger side or you make bulky hairs, you can use about 4 to 5 inches for this. You fold the fabric this way after cutting out the neck slit. As you can see, that folded part is facing me, and then to draw the triangular shape of our cape, we are going to arrange in such a way that we are going to join that point to this other point. Take note that we are cutting out on the loose ends of the fabric and the folded part is still facing me. Please do not cut out on the folded part. That's why I'm taking time to explain this point. And then draw a straight line using your ruler like I'm doing right now so that you have a very accurate shape. The fabric might still shift a little because we are dealing with organza here, but it's best to take precaution. I'm using my scissors right now to cut out this part. We now have our cape and this part that we use to cut out the turtleneck tie. Because we folded our cape into four, we have four of these loose parts. I'm going to place this first one in such a way that the right side is facing me. Then for the second one, I'll be placing it in a way that the wrong side is facing me. Now let me take it again. For the first one, the right side was facing me, and the second one, the wrong side is facing me. As for the third, the right side will be facing me, while the fourth, the wrong side is gonna face me. I hope you understand that part. Thank you. I'm measuring out 6 inches. You can do as much as 7 or 8 inches at this first point, and about 6 or 7 inches at this second point. I didn't really remember what I used. And then I'm going to join these 2 points using a straight line. Make sure to cut this part out using a scissors. I'll be shaping this lower part because that's going to be the edge of my tie. I'm doing it using freehand. And as for this other part, I'm going to cut straight because I'll be joining 2 parts together. Even though I know this is not the right way to join bias to a straight line, but that's what I used. Remember, we have 4 of this fabric cut and we'll be separating them into 2 each. This two is the first and the second. You are going to align it very well at the edge and stitch down just as you can see. You repeat the same for the remaining 2 parts, which is the third and the fourth part. We are going to cut out the bias band for the next slit we had made earlier. I'm cutting out 1.5 inch and the length is above 6 inches, which is enough for the binding of that part. If you had cut out 4 inches, you will need about 8 inches in length of bias, whereas the width is 1.5 inch. Cut out the part that you've marked and set aside. Take the bias and place that way on the fabric. You're going to pin it down this way and then flip over and continue pinning down till you get to the edge of the fabric. You're going to make a straight stitch round that part you just pinned down, and then after that you fold over and top stitch. This is part of the turtleneck tie. I'm done stitching each of those 2 parts together, and I'll go ahead and trim the seam allowance so that it will not be so obvious on my fabric. Before doing this, I iron the seam allowance part open. I'll place the 2 tie parts together with right sides facing right side. Also making sure that the parts that I joined them at the center are lined. I'm pinning that part down and I'll go ahead to stitch just in the direction that I've shown in the video. This means that that lower straight part will be left unsewn. Even though I explained the sewing of this slit earlier, I'm done with that first stitch and I'll fold over just like so and top stitch round. After sewing this part, I went ahead to turn it over to the right side and I ironed it. I was just trimming out some uneven edges. It's time to attach this to our triangular neck piece. Quick one, go ahead to stitch down the edge of that slit to have a neat finish. Before we start attaching, identify the mid part of that neckline and notch. It should be a crease if you had iron, so it will be very easy to locate. Open up the tie and place the middle part on the middle part of that neck point. Please pin only one layer for now, and then when you get to where you have the slit, you can stop pinning on that side and turn over to the other side. Take this to the sewing machine and stitch around that part. After sewing at that point, flip the tie part to the wrong side and then stitch on that straight point till you get to where we have that slit. This is also applicable to the other side of the tie. Trim off the excess after sewing just like so before flipping it over to the right side. Please take time on this one so that you not puncture your stitch. You can use your scissors to help with this step. You'll be doing the same for the other side too. The last thing we'll be doing now is to rearrange everything. Rearrange and fold in the other parts you didn't stitch to overlap that allowance inside, and then pin it down. Then take to your sewing machine and stitch that part to secure. You can fold in the edge of your cape or give it out for weaving. I gave mine out for ready-made weaving and it turned out so beautiful. Thank you so much guys for watching, and do not forget to like, subscribe and comment. Bye.